was kissing you with my eyes open.
Like I said, we are going to be doing makeup. I get requested pretty frequently on Instagram to show how I do my makeup or to recommend products that I'm using and stuff. So I figured this would be a pretty good opportunity for that. I've actually been going lighter on my face makeup. Whoops. Also, excuse the mess of my hair. I slept in a bun and now it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like curly. First thing that I do is I actually put on some under eye, I don't know, this is like an under eye balm from Physicians Formula. I already did this. I'm not going to redo it again, but it's called Refreshment. It's a cucumber and bamboo under eye balm. I don't remember how much this costs. Like, I want to assume like $12 maybe from CVS. And then before I do anything, I put lip balm on because I already have some of this on. Because it's winter and my lips get dry. So I just do this so that while I'm doing my makeup, it stays moisturized. I've been going very light on face makeup, meaning I haven't really been using foundation as of the past few months. And that's just something that I wanted to step away from for a while now because I feel like I became too dependent on foundation. Something that I've been using recently is this BB cream by the brand Joa, and this is a K-beauty inspired makeup line that they sell in CVS. I'm not sure if they sell it in Ulta or in other drugstores, but this is just what I've been using. My camera will focus. And this is the color Light, which is probably a little too light for my skin right now. I'm just going to apply this with my fingers. I know a lot of people use like beauty blenders and all of that stuff, but for BB cream I don't really see the point. My hands are also clean, so keep that in mind. You don't want to ever do this with dirty hands. And this is more for just evening out your skin tone than anything. I really am so over cakey product. My skin is also super sensitive, so there will be times when I touch my skin and it looks very red. That is fairly normal for me. I don't really go down my neck that often like I do with foundation, just because I don't really see the point. But I always go in with bronzer. So if this looks like I'm ghostly, then that's why. Then we're going to go in with concealer. But as of lately, I've been using my Born This Way concealer from Too Faced, which I'm sure like everyone has used this. But it's pretty full coverage. But what I like to use it for is not only concealer, but also as an eyeshadow base, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. My favorite one that's better than this is actually the, what's it called? The Shape Tape from Tarte, I think. Just take a little bit on your finger. That is way too much. It's gonna look very, very light. Perhaps too light. Okay, then we'll do the other eye. I found that this works a lot better than eyeshadow primer for me personally. It makes the colors stick a lot more. We're going to take some loose setting powder and place it on our eyelids first to set everything. So we're just taking a little bit of setting powder. Just putting it on your eyelids. And then you can basically go ahead and just, because I haven't set my oh my gosh, why am I blanking out on the word? My BB cream. You can go ahead and set it with powder because it's going to look pretty oily if you do not. Also, I don't bake. I know a lot of people like to do that. I don't do that. I've tried it, but I think if you have dry skin or if you have like combo skin like I do, by the way, if I look like I'm really, really white, it's going to be fixed afterwards. Trust me. I just don't like the way that it makes my skin look. I have combo skin, so I have like dry areas on my face. And if I bake, it's just going to like accentuate those areas. Bronzer that I've been using recently is the Milk Chocolate Soleil from Too Faced, which looks like this. Honestly, it's really good, but it's on the pricey side. This is basically the color. It'll focus. So when I use bronzer, I like to basically do what most people do, make myself look like I have higher cheekbones than I actually do. Even though you can see my cheekbones. And then my jaw, down to my neck, and on my forehead. So this is just going to add some dimension. I feel like I'm not really the best at describing these things. My hair is really getting in the way. I just don't want to make myself look as white as I was. I have a pretty round face, so this makes me feel like I have a little bit more of a structured like jawline. And then I always bring it up lightly. Like if you do too much product, this is gonna look really silly. You can already see a bit of a difference. I drag it up into my temple. Afterwards, I will go back in with the brush that I used for my loose setting powder and just kind of like brush it out, fix the line under here. I do like a crisper cut line underneath, but I like it blended out a little more just so it doesn't look super harsh. So this is the color that this looks like. It's pretty neutral. I tend to go more towards peach colors for my cheeks. Now, I tend to go heavy on my blush, and I always like to kind of drag it up and into my my contour to make it look a little bit more natural. Also for this, a little goes a long way. So you don't want to keep putting your brush in the product because it will intensify a lot. Like I said, I like to go a little bit blush heavy. That's just my thing. I don't know why that is. I blame my mother because she used to do her makeup pretty heavy back in the day. I get asked pretty often what eyebrow product I use. I'll show you the two that I use the most or have been using the most. The main one I've been using for years and years and years has been Anastasia Dip Brow. And the great thing about this, at least for me, is that you don't have to use a whole lot. I have extremely thin eyebrows. I've always had very thin eyebrows, not a lot of hair in general, like on my face. Sometimes I don't really do anything with them. I do like this shape, but they don't grow. So for me to do a really thick eyebrow kind of looks dumb. What I mostly like to focus on is actually this part of my brow right here. There's kind of hair coming down here, and then it goes into nothing. Very little. I'm also doing this very lightly. I'm not pressing super hard. And then sometimes I like to do upward strokes on the front so that it looks a little bit more naturally like my eyebrow. And the bottom, I always do a very light line. That's pretty good. Doing the slight line underneath. Oh, that was too much. And I always make sure to brush it out. So I'm just going to brush up and to the side, and it should keep everything in place. It's very simple. The Naked palette from Urban Decay. This is, I think, one of the first makeup palettes that I used when I first started really doing my makeup as a teenager. I know that some of these colors you could still purchase from Urban Decay. So I'm going to be taking the color Naked, which is this color. We're just going to go from like the outer corner in very lightly. The mistake I used to do when I was younger was I would go too harsh. This is the first color we're putting down. I kind of stopped going very heavy with my eyeshadow a while ago just because I am prone to eye infections. Something kind of like that. For the lid color, I tend to go for the color Sin, which looks like this. I like a shimmer, this color. But we might do something different. I think we'll use the color Sidecar. So that looks like this. I'm actually going to use my fingertip and put some of the product on directly onto my eyelid with my fingertip. But this is honestly the best way to get certain eyeshadow onto your lid. And then I always go back, not even with any product on it, to just get this outer corner because sometimes I accidentally get some of that shimmer into the crease. The color Virgin, which is the lightest, whitest color on the palette, is what I'm going to be using. And I'm taking a flat eyeshadow brush right underneath the brow. We're just placing some of that color there. And then I like to go in with some of this eyeshadow in the inner corner. I still do this. I don't know if people still do this. This is just something that works for me. Then we're going to do liner. The liner that I'm using is also by Too Faced. I have so many Too Faced products. It's the Better Than Sex eyeliner. This is one of my favorite eyeliners, but I honestly think that the Kat Von D tattoo liner is a lot better. I start out, this is just based on my eye shape, but if you have bigger eyes, I don't think you would need to do this step. I start out on the inner corner with a thin line. So I'm going to try to get as close as I possibly can. And I always do this, my eyes open. And just try the best that you can to not like blink. But this stuff dries really fast, so it's not like you have to wait for it to dry. I do it very close as possible to my lash line. Now, with the wing, there are some different methods that different people have for doing this. So what I found the best way to angle it out is by using your eyebrow as reference. The front slant of your eyebrow is more or less the same, I guess, slant you want your wing to go out. So I will look at this as reference. It's slanting in this angle, so then we're going to try to replicate that. And that's the outer line of your wing. I need a new eyeliner so badly. Okay, kind of like this. And then you fill it in. Do I have another eyeliner? This is really getting rough to use. I have a Tarte liquid eyeliner. I just don't know where it went. It's not in here. I'm not sure. Oh, it's right here. This is another one I've been using. I don't love it, but it's my backup. This is the Tarte Chartiest liner. It's half liquid liner and then half a brush. Sorry, not a brush, a pencil. So this is the pencil side. It's retractable. And then the liquid brush. And I only use waterproof formulas. That's also another thing to keep in mind. So let me just fill this in. This is a pretty basic wing. Yeah, this is where the line gets thicker. I try to get it as even as possible, but to this day, I still can't guarantee that it's going to be even on myself. Next step is going to be mascara. The eyelash curler that I love is this Tarte eyelash curler. This is honestly a game changer. If you've been using other eyelash curlers, especially from the drugstore, you need to invest in this. It's a little bit expensive, I think close to $30. I may be wrong, but it's worth it. Make sure that they're really curled. Okay, so I'm going to be using my Maybelline Pumped Up Colossal Volume Express. That's a long name. I'm going to be using that mascara. And then sometimes I mix my mascaras. So I just used this one, and I'm going to use the other Maybelline, the Falsies Volume Express. And I do like this applicator better because it curves. I find that the inner corner is the most difficult to really get mascara on. Then we're going to go in with the Falsies Volume Express, and like I said, just go over it, do the same thing, more or less. So I let that dry before I even think about doing underneath. But in the meantime, I'll show you how to contour, or how I contour my nose. I basically take an angled blending eyeshadow brush. This is also one from Bling Brushes, like I've said before. We're going to go and take the same bronzer that we used for the rest of our face. This one in particular, the Milk Chocolate Soleil, is very potent in its color and in its formula. So you want to take the lightest amount, like literally tap it on and then tap off excess. I kind of just follow from my brow directly down. I don't really know the best way to describe to do this, so I just start off very lightly. From right by my eyebrow, and then drag it down the corners of my nose. And then do the same thing on the other side. You can go ahead and take the brush you've been using the whole time and just blend it out. If you want to try a drugstore highlight, I highly recommend the Maybelline Master Chrome highlights. I don't know if they still make these, but this is just a nice, like if you like rose gold or champagne colored highlighters, this is probably your best bet. So then we kind of just follow where your face naturally hits, wherever the light naturally hits your face, that's where you want to go. So it's not super dramatic. Some people put a lot more on than I do. It's all about personal preference. Depending on what I'm doing my makeup for, I will do more highlight. But today we're not doing a whole lot of highlight. I'm just showing you basically what I do. So then for the nose, I tend to do it with my finger. And I just do it at the tip. The last step is lip makeup. I usually go for more of a neutral colored lip. And if I don't go for a neutral lip, I go for a berry colored lip color. But today we're going to do a liquid lipstick. And then there are times when I actually line my lips. Also, what I like to do is I have like flirted with the idea of overlining my lips, but doing the super like overly lined lips just is not good for me. You want to focus on your Cupid's bow area, which is right here, the very tip top of your lips, and then right underneath. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to just line. You could already see where I lined it. I'm just going to slightly overline these areas. And with the focus being on the top, you don't want to like keep the line going over on the sides. You want it to be only here. So you can already kind of see a difference, or at least I can see a difference. And then the bottom. So then we're going to go over it with a liquid lipstick. I'm going to, I think I'm going to use the melted one. Okay, we'll use the Bare Minerals one. And this is in the color Juju, and it's in a matte formula. Alright, so it's a little bit more pinky than I thought, but that's okay. And like I said, you don't want to overline on the sides. So then, if I'm feeling like I need to add a little extra something, I will take a gloss and put it over the lip color that I just put on. This is not a clear gloss, but this is a pretty nude colored lip gloss from NYX, and this is a lip plumper, but doesn't really do much for me. This is in the color, what is this color? Angelina, or PIU01. I hope that they still make these. But like I said, it's a lip plumping formula, so lip plumpers actually tingle your lips a little bit, but they're supposed to. This is just a nude color that we're putting over. So that's pretty much what I do. And then, of course, the final step that I do is I use a setting spray, and this is Makeup Forever's Mist and Fix, and woo, the second formula that they have. I don't know where the top part went, but this is what it looks like. I got mine from Sephora. It's on the pricey side. I want to say this is around $40 or just under $40. That sounds crazy to say it out loud, but this is the best setting spray that I've ever used. Once you think you have everything done, you just want to be kind of like this far away from your face and just give your face a good spray down. This is basically how I do my streaming makeup or my makeup for just like my day-to-day makeup. It's pretty subtle with the eyes. Like I said, blush and contour heavy, and a big emphasis on the lips. That's just what I have found works best for me. I'm 27 and it's taken me like 10 years to really figure out how to do my makeup well. It's constant trial and error, and I'm still learning. There are still things that I am always discovering about my makeup and about how to apply it properly. I think I'm going to end it here actually today. So thank you guys for sticking around for this short stream. I had a lot of fun, so I will talk to you guys on Sunday. Have a good rest of your weekend. I will see you. Bye.
I guess I never loved you like I love me.